that person came up to me and said it. Why are you so boring? Russell Peters, his team is already backstage identifying the type of person. So who is correct? Let's put it this way. Malaysian is top of the list of...
Have you ever hooked up with the audience?
Tried this one before.
What is more sweet? Oh, the kick's coming.
Okay.
As you can see, we are back for season 2 of Nasi Lemak Dates. Been a while, huh?
Yeah, been very while, and we've heard your comments to ask us to come back. So here we are.
Yeah.
And we're here today with a very, very special guest to kick off.
Wait, because we've gone up a bit, we got a sponsor.
Yeah. So Ryan, do you like roti canai?
Okay.
Because you should try Adabi's frozen roti canai and paratha with chicken curry.
Very subtle, huh?
Well, anyways, here we are. We have funniest comedian in Malaysia or in the world, Harith Iskander.
Wow, so natural.
But yeah, anyways, Harith, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on the Nasi Lemak Date.
Yeah, the way it works is you can see we've got a Nasi Lemak and we've got our sambal in front of us, right? Yeah. How is your spiciness tolerance?
I would say middle level Malaysian when it comes to tolerance of the spiciness.
So shall we move on to sambal number 1 then?
Yeah,
Start.
let's start.
This is a minimum.
Minimum, yeah, least. But anyway, Harith, when did you start getting bald? That's what I know.
You know, if you're a guy, you start going bald at the back, right? But you don't see.
Wait, the bag?
This is where it starts.
Because I'm like two. I am like, I'm here, man.
Yeah, because you haven't seen the back. Your back's completely bald, but you didn't realize.
The light behind you is like...
I was shooting a movie called Hanya Kawan, which I wrote, directed, and edited as well. But then someone happened to shoot on a very old video camera, but they were standing behind me. And when I saw the playback, for the first time I realized I was balding here. Instead of doing what do I do to cover it up, I just went full Montila.
Really?
Oh, really?
Since I'm going already balding here, why spend time trying to cover it up? Go for Monty, which then coincided with my offer to act in the movie Anna and the King, which is a Hollywood production with Chow Yun-fat and Jodie Foster, where my character, as the bodyguard to the king, played by Chow Yun-fat, was actually bald. So I was bald for 4 months and then just decided to keep it.
Oh.
I respect that. When that happens, you just embrace it.
Yeah, embrace it.
You go for it.
Yeah, you've got all these, don't know what, hair growth, regrowth.
And when was this?
99 onwards.
99 onwards?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Before you guys were born.
I couldn't even imagine you now with like a perm.
Full wavy hair, bro.
Oh, damn.
I was Duran, man.
Actually, how long have you been a comedian now? Like, when would you officially say that you started being a comedian?
August 30th, 1990. So 36 years.
Well, that's before we were both born.
I know. Before the KLIA, our official international airport was Sabang Airport. And you have a hotel. And you have a hotel lobby. And my friend was the PR manager of the hotel lobby. And she was like, hey, August 30th, Merdeka Eve. I've got a empty lobby lounge. Can you get up and tell your funny stories? That's all she said.
And how old were you?
22.
Okay, right.
Wow.
Right.
Already working, had a job. So I just got up on stage in front of the lobby lounge, told my stories. Somebody sees me, says, hey, I got an event. I give you $100. Can you do that? Yeah, sure.
100 ringgit at the time is a lot.
Dude, it eventually went up to 200, 250. And then if I did 4 to 8 gigs a month, that would end up to 2,000 plus, which I was earning at the time, working in an office 6 days a week, 18 hours a day. At that point, when I began earning more than I was working in an office, I actually stopped and went, hold on a second. This is not just for fun. This is real. This requires my full attention. I can't just do it for fun.
And then that became your full-time thing at that point. Yeah.
The first 5 to 8 years was, just waffling around. And after getting to a certain point, like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is real. This is something.
I think like in any profession, not just like when you're a comedian, but you get fans and things like this. But the moment you face some kind of like criticism or like a bad thing or something kicks off, whatever, that's when you've kind of like made it, right? At that point. Is there like one time in those 36 years, Harith, you remember like you like said a joke and you were like, I should not have said that.
That's too offensive.
I should not have said that.
No, because this was, you've got to keep in mind, this was prior to social media. So back in those days, when you did a show, the only people who saw you were the people sitting in front of you.
There's no recording.
So there was no recording. There was no post-show judgment. There was no post-show, you shouldn't have said that. Unless that person came up to me
And,
and said it. If you sit in a stand-up comedy context, everyone enjoys it. You may not enjoy every single joke, but very, very, very few times does someone walk out going,
I don't like that joke.
but even if they did, and it has probably happened, it's like, yeah, I didn't like the Avengers when I went to watch whatever the
You don't like the Avengers?
sixth version or the whatever. But when you don't like a film, you don't walk out and something's wrong with the film. The film is I paid my money, I didn't enjoy it. Okay, lah. So that's how I treat it.
Right.
But you don't like the Avengers?
Yeah. He's not watched it. He's not watched it.
I have.
He's not
But
watched
aren't there like,
Avengers.
isn't it part 12 already or something? There's 12 different Avengers, isn't it? 7? Come on, 7.
No.
I think there's like
There's
50,
Infinity
isn't
War and Endgame. That's just 2.
No, before that, what was all that?
It's all the individual. It's like story arc. It's
I'm putting all them in
you put all
together.
Yeah. He means like how many Avenger people, because they're called Avengers, right? How many
But,
of the crew?
the first one is good, the original one. With,
Okay.
with
The
Robert
original
Downey Jr., Iron Man, when he became Iron Man.
Okay.
That one was
Oh,
awesome.
the one that's called Iron Man. That movie.
That one.
That's what Avengers, mate.
Same thing.
Avengers Iron Man.
These old people are dead. But Harith, going back to stand-up, have you like ever offended someone that you shouldn't have?
Like a Will Smith Oscar moment.
Oh,
They
damn,
come
yeah.
up and they just wash.
No. Here's my view on being offended. I believe offense is more often taken than given. Meaning, somebody calls me, "Oi, gemuk, what up?" I go, and then? So, but there are some people who will be offended.
Yeah.
Now, are the phrases fat and bold offensive? Not to me, maybe to someone else. So when offenses rears its ugly head, I always look at, hold on a second. Someone goes, I was offended by what you said. Okay, but the other 500 people in the audience weren't. So who is correct? So you're saying, you said something offensive. No. I said something, you were offended.
Oh.
They were not offended. So when someone goes, I'm offended, I'm going, okay. Or if I hear the word, or the comedian says something offensive, I'm like, was it their intention to offend? Did they go in, the intention, the niyat was intention. If it wasn't, then you were offended. It's not what they said was offensive. Not so much now to me, but people will come to me and say, hey, I saw this comedian, he said something not very nice. Okay, you're not the audience. I'm not going to find him wrong. I may not enjoy the joke.
Why would they tell you anyway? They tell you like you're going to go, I don't know, do something about.
defend.
Yeah,
No,
defend.
because they come, oh, your joke's very good. But that one, not so good. They just want to give their opinion.
right, okay,
They want an agreement.
Right.
Yeah. He's not as good as me. They
Pick
want
me
that.
up, pick me up.
They want that. So to answer your question, wow. In fact, touch wood. No one has officially come out to me and go, I'm online, yes, online. Whoa,
Yeah,
bodoh,
online, yeah. Talk simply like this,
but in front of my face. 1 year ago in 2025 when the Hums Up Copy post, so there was hate online, like real, everything like, I was almost afraid to go out. But in that month of very hot period, every time I went out, not one person, including Mat Rempit's Grab riders, were like, stop, all right. I look around, they'll be like, steady, brother, yeah, brother, steady. But online, they were probably the same person going, oi, Pokemon, but in my face, 0. But online, 10,000.
Did you actually get a chance to try the sambal, by the way?
I tried the first one.
It's really good, actually.
It's
I
quite
like
nice,
it.
actually,
Yeah,
right? Not
This one is
spicy.
okay.
This is like, this is
problem.
my level of
I'm going to go
sambal.
second. I'm okay to go second, or do we need
Yeah, I
to?
was going to say, let's go for our second one. Grab signature, Village Park original sambal from Jai Grocer. Let's see. This one, I actually have tried this one before.
Oh, this
I
is
think
more
not
sweet.
key.
Oh, the kick's coming.
Oh, okay.
No.
That's not what we want to hear.
Do you know, Harith, how many countries as a guest you've performed in, including Malaysia? You performed all over, right?
Yeah.
Let's go around the region. Singapore, Indonesia, Brunei, India, Hong Kong, Australia, US, as in New York and LA.
Out of like all of those countries, is there one in particular that was kind of like the toughest to perform in?
How to please.
Because of course, like different countries got a different kind of humor, haven't they? It's not all the same.
Hard to say because generally, for example, in Hong Kong, I'm doing in English. So you have an English-speaking crowd, which is a mix of expats and a few Hong Kongs and a few Malaysians there. It's not your pure Hong Kong audience. Let's put it this way. Malaysian is top of the list of best audience,
There you go.
Malaysia.
You got that.
especially outstation.
Singapore not very good.
Singapore.
Kiasu.
Okay, here's the thing with Singaporeans, because they have a lot of options of things. Jerry Seinfeld will come to Singapore. Chris Rock who comes here. So
Chris Rock goes to Singapore?
he's been to Malaysia and Singapore, I think. But my point being, you got a lot of options. So they're a little bit atas when it comes to.
Right.
Okay, this is my favorite story. Corporate function. If you're emceeing a corporate event, Malaysia, you got your dinner, chairman, you got your lucky draw, iPhone, pressure cooker, microwave, TV, and all the staff are excited about the lucky draw. I got a TV, 60-inch. Singapore, lucky draw. No one listens. No one's interested.
Oh, why?
Even though the price is iPhone, because in Singapore, everyone already got iPhone.
Oh.
What for lucky draw iPhone? iPhone 14, I got a 16. 35-inch TV, I got 60-inch TV. You see what I'm talking about there? Well, vouchers to Aeon, is it? What for? I don't go to Aeon. So the level of expectation slightly different in Singapore. Upon saying that, the audience that comes to my show, absolutely brilliant. I think because they like the fact that you take the piss out of Singapore.
really?
They enjoy that.
No one is better than finding a deal like Malaysian. Because I've had so many times where I've been at like this, when I used to do like proper mainstream media, right? We're giving away free things. The amount of people that come up, like, oh, I want it. What is it? And they don't even know what it is, but it's free, right? The minute there's a free, like, perfume or something, it's like, let's go, guys.
Even if you buy something, and a lot of Malaysians will ask like, the free gift.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
What's up, right?
When I do a show, people ask, hey, you're doing a show, yeah? Hey, got free ticket, ah? To the point, many years ago, I named one of my shows, hey, got free ticket, ah?
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got free.
I should have posted
And did it have a free ticket? Did you give it away? Oh, what? That's false advertisement, man. Come on.
And was there like a joke that you loved, but not the audience?
Happens all the time.
Oh, really?
But that's part and parcel. People think I'm writing for the audience. I very rarely write for an audience. I think the best creativity I have found comes from, I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoy doing this. I like this. With the full understanding, if I like it, I'm not alone in the world. There will be others that enjoy it too. I'm a full believer in not what the audience thinks is funny, because I have the same taste as the audience. If I think it's funny, my audience will think it's funny. Yeah. But knowing that the audience is not my audience, and if it's a corporate job, then I would need to, you balance a line a bit about, okay, it's not entirely my type of joke, but I know the audience will like it, so I'll do it.
Yeah.
But then there'll be those things that I like, then the audience like, then I realize, they didn't get the reference, they don't really understood where I was coming from. Okay, that's okay.
I'm just wondering, like, how does like for you as a comedian, how do you plan like what jokes to tell? Like, do you have it right on your hand, or is there like a prompter or something?
Each comedian is different. Then my style is this: I'm going to tell 15 stories, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, in my mind and on point form. Nothing, no script written.
So you memorize
point form.
Just points.
I know I'm going to open up with this. I'm going to go here. Somewhere along the way, I'm going to hit these 12 points.
Okay.
The skill or trick in my case is I start at A, I go to B. Halfway doing B, I realize they're not really going to like C because they didn't get B.
Right.
But they're going to like D. How do I go to D or F seamlessly? Because you know what? They really enjoyed this, which, by the way, that's going to hit better if I add this on now. So that's where I go. So I go A, B, G, D, E, Z, Q, P, and then sometimes completely forgot
Do, re, mi,
12 alphabets.
I'd be like, I've got A to H, and then after the second one, I'll be like on Q, and I'll be like, oh no, shit, what? I'll get back to H again.
That's basically something sometimes that happens. What was I talking about? Oh, that one. But as a comedian, I can get away by saying that on stage. Like halfway, I'll go off on a tangent, and then I will physically stop and go, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Then someone in the audience will go, you were talking about this. Oh, yeah. And it's part of the show. Mm-hmm. It works. Right. Because people get it that you're authentic, which is another thing. If you want to lean into any kind of public speaking, communication is about authenticity. The audience appreciate authenticity. If I went out there and put on the African accent,
they do not like it.
They don't like it.
They don't like it.
It's not.
You're not authentic.
Yeah.
Come on, Ryan, do it.
I can. But anyway, so we move on to our third sambal.
Grab signature Village Park Lagi Pedas from Jaya Grocer. Alright, how many kids you have?
3.
How old are they?
14, 12, 10.
And do they ever do your kids ever brag to their friends like, my dad is, Harith Iskander?
No, it's an embarrassment. Not an embarrassment. They get, hey, my My friend in school asked me, is your dad Harith Iskander? So other than that, they still get surprised that people recognize me. Daddy,
really?
That family's looking at you. I know, I'm good looking.
Oh, interesting, eh?
I was wondering how if like the community of like comedians in Malaysia, I guess it's like relatively small, right? It's kind of a everyone almost, isn't it? Who's in the scene, and a lot of the time the shows are like it's not always just you, right? There may be another comedian before you or after you, whatever. Do you ever get into like arguments with each other over like what joke is told, or maybe like the guy before you tells a joke that you know is yours from before or something?
When you first start and you get to know the community, there is the spoken and yet unwritten rule of no, don't steal someone else's bit.
Right.
This is worldwide. There again, it's very hard to tell. So I have done certain bits. I've seen younger comedians do their take on it, which I know they didn't originally come up with it. They saw me
From
do
something,
it.
okay.
And I'm like, imitation is the best form of flattery.
Yeah.
There again, I've done a bit, saw a comedian do literally the same bit.
Okay.
Went up to him and said, "Oh, do you know that I did the bit?" He was completely what? But then it's so obvious that it was unavoidable. It's impossible that two people didn't think of the same thing. To look at something the same way.
Yeah.
And the bit was about a year and a half or 2.5 years ago, a Singapore politician was arrested for corruption.
Okay.
And how was he corrupt? He was given free tickets to a football match. He was given an electric bicycle and tickets to F1.
Okay.
And number one, as a Malaysian, I was like, "Oh, finally, Singapore is corrupt."
Yeah.
And I look, "What were you corrupt in?" I was like, "You put that in front of the MACC in Malaysia. This guy's corrupt, free tickets." They're like, "Get the fuck out of here. That's not corruption. Minimum billion. And
Minimum,
do you know what I mean? So Singapore were like, "Oh, he's so corrupt." And they put him in jail. He lost his job. They put him in jail for getting tickets to the F1. I'm like, if my influential friend doesn't give me tickets to the F1, he's not my friend. You know?
Yeah.
And if I'm a politician and you don't give me tickets to F1, bro, what's the point of me being a politician?
Yeah.
But you get the basic story.
Right.
And I saw another comedian do the same thing, where when he found out what the Singapore corruption level was in Malaysia, he'd be like, "Ini bukan corruption. Ini biasa dia."
Corruption Malaysia, this one. Singapore, this one.
No, it's not even. It's telur.
Telur.
The water, you mean? That's what I mean.
There's water.
So, but then when I looked at it, it's like, as comedians, that's immediately where we go to. And so I don't think he copied me. He probably never saw me do it. He just has thought the same way.
Right.
But there have been cases where this is very, very early on. 15 years ago, I saw a comedian repeat line for line a joke I did.
Oh. When you were performing as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
Like I went to watch him perform. But
Oh, damn. Did you do anything?
Yeah, you say anything?
I said to him something later. No, it broke. It was line for line. Line for line. It wasn't his take. It was literally line for line.
And people didn't notice that it was yours?
Those days, unless you'd seen all. But now, very difficult because if you put something on social media,
They'll say like,
there's almost a timestamp on it.
yeah, true.
But social media has also changed the game. In social media, previously you couldn't copy or repost. Reposting or sharing was like, "Oh, no, this is my work."
Yeah.
But now you can repost, reshare, not even credit the original person.
Yeah. Nothing's gonna,
Like, for example, I saw a great video. You know when nowadays people have a video, they put their face in and then they point like, "Listen to what he's saying."
Yeah, I hate that, man. I hate that.
You're like,
Or like a,
So you
like
are
a
now-
react. Is it?
Almost, but sometimes they'll be like, "Listen to this." That's
listen
that's
to
their
this.
contribution.
So this person is saying something profound and very valuable, but you put your face and go, listen to it, and then you just go.
Yeah.
But
so
the point
frustrating,
is,
man, like-
you bring no value. But you're not even crediting who this person is, where they said it, what their page is. You're like, this lady said something really interesting. And then the video I loved was, there was a guy, and the video was, don't you just hate those videos where someone points at someone, and then there's someone in front going,
Listen to this.
listen to this. Because that is so, like you're completely taking someone else's material and he's going.
I'm that guy. That was me.
So, but now that is accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's very common, right?
It's very cool. You don't credit that person. You don't say where you got the material from.
By the way, Harith, what's as a comedian, what's your favorite comedian? Like for me personally, I really like Ricky Gervais and Dave Chappelle, number 2 maybe. But you as a comedian.
Ricky Gervais.
Oh, nice.
I like the guy. What's the guy called who does the microphone in the audience? He's coming to.
Anyone
got his name? What's that guy's name? He's coming. To
The Indian,
He's sold out.
US.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shows. already in
Morgan
Malaysia.
James.
Morgan,
James.
yeah.
This guy, man, damn funny because he just thinks on the spot. Right? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe it is planted. I
Well,
don't
no,
know.
it's not planted, but I can tell you that from what I see, here's also the problem. Your best bits go on reels. Then you go, I'm going to pay $100 and go see this guy. Then when you watch them over 90 minutes, you realize, there was a good 90 seconds here and a good 90
Get to the
seconds
point,
here.
bro. Like,
But do you see what I mean? Because that's just the name of the game now. Your fucking best bits go on the reels. That's not 90 minutes.
I guess that's just marketing, isn't it?
It's good marketing.
Because
Good
people
marketing.
just want to see you and then experience the thing.
So Russell Peters was the first victim of that. Russell Peters broke the internet with his "somebody's gonna get a hurting,"
Somebody's gonna get real bad.
very bad, and he went from 0 to $1 million shows every show, but then he couldn't recreate that line.
Yeah.
So
That's a peak.
people were like, second time they saw him, like, okay, but you don't have that.
I see a lot of people now complaining like, it's not as funny.
Yeah, but that's just the name of the game.
Yeah.
You when you have a tagline, singers on the other hand have the reverse problem. They need to sing that song till the day they die, or people will not
Yeah, true.
take them on.
True, yeah.
Mariah
Sheila
Carey.
Majid
All I Want
hates,
for Christmas.
probably hates
Bank.
Sinaran. Mariah Carey probably pukes each time she does a Christmas song. But you don't sing it. Hey,
Where's your bit? Where is it?
Mana hijau? So they had the reverse problem.
But you had that thing, like, I remember watching Lawak Kenda, you did the halus. And then I remember people outside also like say halus.
Well, no. Do you know where that came from?
Where?
That came from a Nescafe ad.
Oh.
So people were hallucing me because I did a Nescafe ad where at the end you're supposed to give us,
Oh, yeah, maybe it was
direction,
that,
say, do something funny. So in the Malay one, they left it up to me. And I went, halus. Oh, yeah, keep that.
Oh.
And then that became the typeface. Next time I was out in the street, halus!
Yeah, that's the thing.
The 1 year, you're like, fuck me, man.
But Lawak Kenda was nice though. You should see it. You should watch it. Yeah. because-
That was the first time stand-up comedy was exposed to a Malay-speaking
Yeah.
audience. So it's all English before that. In Lawak Keda, I was the only stand-up comedian. You had Nabil, then you had sketch comedy, which was so the Malay market rushed into the stand-up budaya. It then went on YouTube. So I did half Malay, half English. Then it was the first time I then found out, language is so nuanced. Because in English, stand-up comedy is stand-up comedy. When it translated to the Malay audience, Malay-speaking audience came up to me like, hey, Harith, wow, your joke about the CSI, very good. Bagus. And then they would stop, they would lean in and go, wow, you hantam the police. They took it as if I was whacking the police.
Okay.
But no, you're not, right?
No, but it's stand-up comedy. Like, he's making fun. He's making fun.
Ah.
Not whacking.
Yeah.
I think like they take it out of context.
literally. They take it literally.
Okay.
Nabil, season 5, Maharaja Lawak Mega. Nabil's a Malay comedian, stand-up comedian. Says, Harith, can you help me with my material on a weekly basis? I do. Every Thursday we meet, they shoot on Saturday. Every Thursday I arrange some material. On Saturday, Nabil ignores what I told him and does something else. Okay, never mind. Gets to the semi-final. The joke was, the 3 judges are Awi, the singer, this Indonesian actress, can't remember her name, and someone else. And the joke was, hey, Awi, big fan of yours, in Malay, I know all your work, so-and-so, you come to the Indonesian actress. Actually, I didn't know who you were, but then I saw your videos online because 15 years ago, she had some porn videos leaked online, sex videos.
Okay.
God damn.
Ha. Big uproar, Astro. Oh, you've offended our guest by bringing up the past.
Oh.
Okay.
So he had to do public apology because he offended the judge, Luna Maya.
Okay.
Who she herself was like, huh? Why? Offended who? She was like, whatever. But Astro. Anyway, come the final, I said, Nabil, listen to me. I write the stand-up comedy with you. Together we write, gonna kill it. The stand-up comedy gets in the final. And he tells the story. I called my parents, Mom, I'm in the finals of Maharaja Mega. And the mom goes, I didn't know you're taking part. Mom, you don't watch? She goes, I watch every week. Then what happens? Oh, after this group comes on scenario, I turn off. Say, Mom, I'm after them. Then Dad comes on the line, and Dad's like, "Oh, son, you shouldn't have said that last week." And he's like, "Dad, you, how you know? I saw it on Twitter." I know. "Dad, you got Twitter? Oh, what's your Twitter handle?" "Dirty Old Man 69. This is in stand-up, huh? People, audience, came up to Nabil after the show. "Oh, your dad got Twitter? Bagus, your dad ada Twitter." "Hey, your mak she didn't know you're in the show." "Oh, your mother macam ni, kenapa?" They took it.
Literally
Literally, yeah.
And then people were saying to me, "Why Nabil, like he didn't try in the finals?" I said, "What do you mean he didn't try? He just came out and he told what happened." They thought he put no work into
You're telling a story simply.
He just told what actually happened. He didn't put on a wig, he didn't do a character, he didn't do a voice. He just told what happened when he called his father and he called his mother. So they were like, why Nabil like give up? Why did he look like he didn't try? And I was like, oh my God. They didn't see the work we had put in.
Of course, yeah.
So then I realized, wow, the Malay nuance different from the English.
That's crazy, isn't it? Like a whole different audience.
Yeah, move on to our last sound battle. We're running out of time a little bit.
Yeah. Let's go. The coup de grace. So Harith, have you ever hooked up with the audience? I mean, when you're doing stand-up.
No.
Never.
Yeah, you never. Tak ada orang go to the room and, "Hey, I love your jokes."
Auntie lah, auntie.
Auntie ya?
How's he got?
Auntie go,
You're so funny, huh? Auntie.
Auntie plenty.
And any story? Come on.
No, really. I have met, you're Harith Iskander. To me, like, want to, because you're Harith Iskander. Like,
You prefer the other way around. You prefer someone like not so amused by your jokes, so then you'll be like, try harder.
no, because I'm not funny off stage. They're amused by my jokes on stage. And then they talk to me after 5 minutes. They're like, why are you so boring? Yeah.
Okay, so I get this. So I get this like in public, but I want to ask you: have you ever met someone who has no idea who you are, and then when somebody tells them, "Oh, he's a comedian," and then the guy said, "Okay, can you make a joke?"
All the time.
Well, how do you respond to that? Here it is.
That's all. That's the response.
That's it.
First time I've heard that.
Shut up.
It's true. Like, you don't go up to like an architect and go,
help?"
design a building. Here, you swimmer. Like
You know, it happens to comedians, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're that podcaster. Hey, do a podcast?
Yeah. You're a cameraman. Film something. It's like, maybe it's because they think telling a joke comes so naturally.
I guess so.
Which is why it's difficult for singers, for example, Sheila Majid or Zainal Abidin, to go to a friend's wedding. Because the moment a singer is at the wedding,
They ask you to sing.
Because they know you can do it and everyone knows your song. Hey, sing. Similarly, can you go up and do some, just say something at the wedding.
Say something, and the music starts playing, and they're like, go on then.
So everyone say something funny, because you're a comedian, right? But they never go to chef one and say, since you're here, can you go to the kitchen, just masak something for the wedding?
Yeah. Imagine.
They might do that actually. I'm going to ask him.
Yeah. I bet Kai rhyming for sure. Every time someone goes like, "Oh, hey guys," he must be like, "Oh, come on." Like,
hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah, he must hate it, right? By now, yeah. God. Because you should like Nasi, Lemak, date, huh? And I want to ask like a date-related question. Like back when you first started doing comedy, did you use like jokes when you were on dates with girls? Because they say, right, that like funny guys can impress girls and things like this very easily.
I didn't consider myself a comedian. If you know what I mean?
Off stage.
When you're with people. Number one, I'm already the quietest one in the room. There was never been a dating period in my life where so what do you do?
So everybody knows, like you're a comedian.
Plus, how you met in those days, it had to be a physical meet.
Yeah.
You had to be in a club or an event or a bar or a restaurant to go up to someone and say hi. And then in that first hi conversation, like, what do you do comes up. So you never had a date where you had pre-planned a date and met and didn't know already about each other, which you can do now by swiping.
Got like a question for you two, actually. Just want to know what you think. Let's say you are going on a date with someone in today's age, right? But beforehand, you want to do a bit of like Instagram stalking, and find out a bit about them, get to know them. Is that weird before you go on a date or not weird?
I don't think it's weird.
To go on Instagram and go through.
Because that's what I did with my wife. So
Is it? Did it work? It worked.
That's what I did. I was like, cantik siap. Damn. And then boom, married.
So why do you automatically turn to like a dirty old man when you do that? You trumpet, yeah, yeah, the old man voice.
Yeah. He's offended.
you don't?
I didn't say that. I was asking you guys, right? I was asking you guys your opinion.
You know what is cool to me, and I have had this experience through some friends. Met a rather interesting person. I mean, started talking about Instagram. Can I have your Instagram? Went to Instagram. She had no. Here's my coffee. Here's me in front of a shop. She had 6 posts in the last 3 years, and she's a very attractive woman.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that is cool. I
Yeah.
thought that's cool.
You would show
didn't-
yourself,
I didn't
right?
instantly know everything about her, where she's been, where her holidays are, how many lattes she's had. I literally, the last picture was 3 months ago, and it was just of her in a car.
I guess some people are like that though. Like very
Gone
quiet.
still, very few.
Yeah, very few lah, but still.
This one not private to say, private only my friends can see. No,
Wow.
nothing. So I like
Very
that.
secretive.
Yeah.
Well, you always want what we can't get, so maybe that's what happened to you.
But I like, I like the fact that you had to have a conversation to find out.
Yeah, obviously. Like
You went to Japan?
like
Oh my
last time.
God.
Yeah.
I didn't see that you went to Japan.
Yeah.
But you said on the date. Why did you not show that?
You went to Japan? How come you start here?
Yeah.
You had a meringue, lemon meringue? Where is it? You didn't have it. It's not real.
Oh, who's a comedian that you think is not actually funny? For me now, it's Kevin Hart.
I understand why you say that, but I also understand the trap they get into. So Kevin Hart, as he begins, is doing daily things, hanging out with the bros, going da-da-da. Now Kevin Hart lives in helicopters and jet planes.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
He has no experiences that the rest of us have. So all he can talk about is my long driveway and my mansion and my experience on a private jet, which how many of us have, because stand-up comedy is about communal experience.
Right.
So previously, so now people go, oh, the youngsters might not understand your jokes because you're talking about black and white TV and getting on the bus. But yeah,
True.
so that's why his comedy seems a bit not so funny, which I also get.
But for you, which do you think?
My problem is every time I watch a comedian, I get sucked into, oh, I see what you did there. I know the technique behind.
It's not like us watching.
Yeah, we're not just
We're not
laughing.
comedians, right? It's
Yeah.
just-
So I went to watch Russell Peters the last time he came here.
Not in.
And then I could see what he was, because Russell Peters, people complain he talks
To the audience.
too much.
Yeah.
He's backstage with a TV screen, sees the people going and goes, so he identifies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. White man with Asian chick, this type of couple, finds out where they're seating. Okay, I like that couple, I like that guy, I like this
Oh,
guy.
I didn't know
So
that.
then he comes out and he's like, hey.
Oh,
well,
pre-pick.
So by not say pre-picked, he's identified, here is your classic white and Asian Chinese, here is your classic Datin Sri look, here is your classic Indian. And so, but very smartly, I can see how he does that. I was wondering, how did he automatically hit those 3 people? And I found out later on, his team is already backstage identifying the type of person, where they're sitting. Oh, this one's going to be sitting second row, this one's going to be sitting 9th row, this one's going to be on your right, wearing a red shirt. Okay, got it.
We should have a dessert. Now we've had all this.
Yes. Where's the dessert?
You.
Oh, wow.
What's the flavor?
So, Harith, what's going on in your life now? Do you have any upcoming shows and whatever,
I'm refocused on public shows, big shows. And for 2026, I'm adding an element, because I've been doing this for 30 years, 36. I'm adding an element of what I've always enjoyed, which is magic, and specifically comedy magic. So I love those magicians who appear to stuff up, and then there's always comedy element to it. So I know I'm not a magician, but I've always enjoyed watching magicians. I watched David Copperfield when he was here 25 years ago, or the Chris Angel special.
Yeah.
I've always had a fascination.
All right.
And I don't want to know how it's done. I'm one of those
Right,
people
takes
like,
all the fun out
yeah,
of it.
I'd rather not.
What kind? We're talking like, when they put someone in a box and they like saw them in half, like that kind of
Or
thing.
like the coin out of the ears.
I did that. I
saw
did.
someone in
I
half.
did the woman standing in the box, push it.
Ah.
When you find out how it's done, it's like, oh, I'm so afraid. That's obvious. But when I talk to the audience, it's still not obvious. And then that's part of the unspoken rule in doing magic is once you know how it's done, you're so conscious about, oh, people are going to find it. People are going to see this. You're going to know.
Oh, yeah.
No, because when you sell the story, it's same like any politician or if you're an orator. When you sell the right story and you sell it well, people just go with it.
Right. And how are you going to fit comedy into it?
You have to come and watch the show.
When is it? When is it?
When is it?
When and where?
The first big one is May the 1st
Okay.
at the Courtyard by Marriott. It's called Mind Games. So I have proper magicians.
Ada free ticket tak? Okay, mind games.
I guess not. But the answer.
But I have real magicians also as part of the show.
Right.
This guy called Patrick Kuhn, who's an American's Got Talent Golden Buzzer winner, something. Really crazy stuff that he does. And also David Lai, who's a mentalist. So it's a fun show.
What's a mentalist?
Mentalist is
Like crazy.
here's a book. Go to any page you like. Look at any word on that book. Take it back. Boom. Go through the whole process. I'll write down a word here. What was your word? Oh, I saw the word chicken rice. Chicken rice.
Oh, right. Do you know how that works? Now that you hanged out with him? Bro's munching. Bro's down in that ice cream. You have to watch the show.
There it is.
Free tickets are available online when you pay 142, 138, 144, and 75. Okay. Then we send you free a ticket.
Right. Okay, with that, we've come to the end of our... We say thanks to Jai Grocer for giving us the sambal, the fried chicken, the ice cream, and the tissues that we used a couple of times.
Yeah, and if you haven't, don't forget to try the Adabi frozen roti canai and prata with chicken curry.
Let's give a round of applause for Harith Iskander, everybody!
And to those watching at home, don't forget to like and subscribe and share to your friends and family and everyone else.